Okay, so this second chapter or second lesson within service operation, just to recap, last time we have covered the incident management. Incident is, as its name suggests, that something happens. Something happened with the service. Huh? Service can be an email service, mobile phone service, broadband service at your home, anything. Anything wrong with the service is an incident. It can be completely broken, or it can be partially, it is degraded or compromised in any way. Then it will be an incident. So when an incident happens, you contact the company, their help desk. They ask you the information. They ask you who you are. They identify you as a caller. They categorize it, prioritize it, and then assign it to someone, and then it will be resolved. So that is an incident management. Today, in detail, we will cover request management and then the problem management. Right. First of all, the request management. The request management is something that, as its name suggests, it is generally if you need something and you request it and it gets fulfilled. Okay. Some of the requests are related to, like, you need a new equipment, like you have a laptop but you don't have a laptop bag, so you need a laptop bag. Or if you have a if you need the hands-free or Bluetooth headset to work for your work, or you need um, anything extra, or anything which is available in the catalog, in the menu, and you can request it. That is called, you make a request and then it gets fulfilled. Fulfillment means that, okay, when you make a request, from that point when you submit the request that you need something, then it goes through different steps and processes. Those steps until it is fulfilled are called, like, it is being fulfilled, right? So like you have a desire of something, and when that desire will be fulfilled, you don't know, or you know that, but there are certain steps. If you want to be a, you know um, a graduate, but then there, to fulfill that desire, you have to go through certain steps. You have to be, go to the GSC, and then A level, O level, uni, and then you will be graduated. Yeah, similarly, like request, every request item can have different steps, right? Some requests will be very simple, like for example, if you need a Bluetooth headset. Okay, that is just a matter of, like, requesting it, and if it is available, they will get one to you. If they need an approval, then they will get an approval first, and then they'll send it to you. So all these steps, when you make a request and until it is fulfilled, that's called fulfillment being carried out. Okay, then again, for example, when you work in companies, and they have most of the companies have the portal like Amazon. Okay, that's the company's own portal, and that is only for the employees, where you can log incidents. Okay, there is like for example, previously we have discussed that you can log an incident, you need to pick up the phone and call them. Okay, but now many companies, even your mobile phone services or broadband services, they are introducing that, okay, instead of calling us, can you use our chat service? Yeah, so it's the same thing. They identify you, and then they log your incident, resolve it. Yeah, so that is, they are putting, deriving the customers to use the portal, the website. Similarly, the companies where people work, they have their own portal, and in that portal they will have a request section and an incident section. There are many sections, yeah. But in perspective of what we are discussing is, you can log an incident, you can say, oh, get help, and you log an incident. You can put your own description in your own words, you can attach any screenshots, any errors, anything, so that when they get it, they will already know that who it will be is coming from, because it is submitted by you. They can identify you from your email or your ID, because on that portal you are logged in with your credentials. So when you submit a request or an incident, it automatically have your name and your details on it. So it skips the identification process step, the one that you do on the call. They don't need to ask you, because you have already logged in, used your details, and you are logging an incident, and then you are putting your own description. All they do after that is that they categorize it, and assign it to a certain person. Yeah, so that is the portal. So portal is very heavily used for request fulfillment. Normally in companies you can request something if it is already available. Like for example, we walk into a hotel restaurant, they give you a menu. You can normally request something which is in the menu. Yeah, if you need something more customized, and or you want to, might be, for example, in the drinks, if they are in the fresh juices, if they are offering um, carrot juice and orange juice, and apple and so far. And myself, if I want to mix carrot and orange, that is like, okay, both are available, but I'm asking them to customize it for me. So yeah, that is an extra something that won't be available in the menu already, because then people have so many other combinations. In the request menu, in the hotel menu, you will have the standard catalog. Okay, in starters we have this, in main course we have this, in drinks we have this, in desserts we have this. Okay, so normally when you log into the company's portal, you click on request something and it opens the whole menu. And that menu will be will be categorized in like IT equipment, software, application access, um, hardware, network, different type of categories. Yeah, just for someone to find it easily. Or you can just start typing the name of the item. Like for example, if the Bluetooth headset is in hardware as well as somewhere else, rather than you are lazy and you can just search for it, it comes up with the search results, you click on it, because it's a predefined item in their menu, in their catalog. So in IT terms, the menu is called catalog. Okay, what's available as service is a catalog. We will cover this in service strategy and design, that okay, what is catalog. But for now, you can request something which is already available. Okay, so you request it, um, and you submit it. Now for each item, or different categories of the items, they can have different steps. There would be some items then you can just request it, and when they will be assigned to the team, they will just fulfill it. Okay, and get you that request item. And then there are some request items where you will uh, submit it, but they will go for an approval. Okay, once it is approved, then you will get it. For example, there are two headsets available. One is the wired headset, which is 25 pounds, and there is a wireless headset which is Bluetooth, and it is 250 pounds. So myself, like as an employee, obviously I will go with 250-pound one. Okay, I click it, I submit it. But in the background they will say that okay, if someone is requesting a Bluetooth headset, it will go for a line manager approval. Okay, automatically. So as soon as I submit it, it will go, an email go to my line manager that okay, your employee name this have requested this headset, would you approve or reject it, please. If he understands it that I need it, then he will approve it. And once it is approved, then it will go to the particular team in the warehouse or whoever is responsible to manage headsets. Yeah, they will uh, then just post it to me or hand it over to me. That is the fulfillment. So the first step was authorization, which is like approval, and the second is fulfillment. Whereas in a second scenario, if I have requested a headset which is 25 pounds, which is standard headset with wire, this is it. Okay, don't bother. There is no approval. Straight away, it will be assigned to the team who actually manages and provides that item, and they will get it to me. So it just depends on company to company and item to item. Yeah, so if there is something that, for example, if I want to have for example, I have a Sky broadband, I call them, and if I ask them that okay, I need to increase my upload speed or download speed. Okay, they may just do it over the phone, right, without any authorization. Okay, they will ask me, identify me, and they will do it. But if I ask them that okay, can you please enable the sports Sky Sports on my package, that is an extra money maybe. Yeah, then they will say okay, we can, but we need to go through this particular payment step. They will ask me an upfront payment maybe. Okay, or they will tell me that okay, for this will be a contract change. Yeah, because you are adding something new, so your contract will be renewed for from now onwards to 12 months. Okay, do you agree? and if you agree, then it is fulfilled. So every request in its nature is different how it is fulfilled. If it is something simple, maybe it is simple for you or I, but in terms of the company's policies, a simple thing can require an authorization or different steps. Okay, and if it is something big for us, but maybe in company's term, it does not need authorization. So all in all, when you submit a request, when you raise a request, raise or submit, it's the same thing. When you raise a request, it goes through its due process steps. Those steps can be authorization steps or the fulfillment steps. Okay, so that's why they say once you menu selection, okay, what you select in the request catalog, yeah, then maybe it requires a financial or any other authorization like line manager, etc. And then it is fulfilled. Once it is fulfilled, you got the item, it will just close complete the request. Okay, so all in all, this is the request management, right? So then for each request item, there could be, like in SLA, in incident, you have SLAs, okay? That if it is a P1 incident, you have to resolve it within 15 minutes or 1 hour, etc. Okay, if it is P2, you have 8 hours, etc. In request terms, because it is something that is not broken, it is being requested, they have fulfillment time rather than SLAs. Okay, the fulfillment time can matter. They say that, okay, if you are requesting a new laptop, it may take 1 week. If you're requesting a mouse, it may be 2 3 days. Yeah, but request normally is not within few hours, for example. And request can also be for non-tangible things. Tangible thing is something that you can, a physical hardware or something, yeah, a headphone, mouse, whatever. But a request can be that if you are an employee of a company and you do not have access to Adobe and this reader, or you have an access to Adobe reader but not the editor, and you have to edit something. Now, by default, they give Adobe reader to all the employees' machines. But if someone actually needs the Adobe editor, then they give it to him or her, okay, because that's an extra license cost for the company. And they only want to make sure that you actually need it for your job, not to give it to 100,000 people in their company. Okay, because then company is paying Adobe for each license. There is a basic license, and then there is an maybe an enhanced license for editor. So for editor, like if you need an Adobe editor, you will go on the portal, you will say Adobe editor, you will find the item in the categorization, or maybe you can do a search. You click on it, you submit it. They will actually go to authorization or to an approval, that okay, why this guy actually needs it. They may ask you in the same form that what is your business justification why you need it. You put your justification, it goes to your line manager or someone else for the approval, and then it will be fulfilled. Now Adobe reader is like, it cannot be physically delivered to you. Then that IT team, whoever it manages the Adobe reader, or the softwares, they may actually install on your system remotely from wherever they are working, or maybe they walk into your onto your desk if you are in office, and they will install it for you. So request can be for tangible and non-tangible. It is not always like when you say that you have to request, you are requesting something that you can use physically. Yeah, like for example, it's a service. You can request a service or an application or anything, like broadband. Yeah, broadband, when you get installed, there are two aspects. One aspect is the hardware that they deliver the router, and the other aspect is they enable it from the back end. Very often they say that, okay, you will be delivered the router on this date, but actually it will be enabled, you know before that, so that whenever it comes in, you can just plug and play. Yeah, so similarly, request can have multiple tasks. It can be one simple task to one team, that okay, you are requesting a headset. Once it is approved, or if it does not need approval, it is assigned to the team. Yeah, and they will procure it, and they will post it to you, or they will hand it over to you. That's it. Yeah, and requests can be more complex or different as well. For example, when you um, request a new broadband connection, as just mentioned before, um, they have to deliver you your hardware, the router, and then at the same time they have to make changes in their service in the backend exchange, which is to enable actually. the broadband and that specific speed for your line, that is all the way from your exchange to the cabinet and cabinet to your door. Okay, so what will do happen, when you submit the request, or when they complete the order for you over the phone, when they ask you that okay, this will be your new contract and this is it will be starting from this date, they tell you that estimated installation date is this in 2 weeks time, 3 weeks time, or in 2 days. Yeah, what happens, because different teams have to be involved in to fulfill that request. One team is in the from the warehouse, they have to send you the equipment in the post, that is a different team. Then there is a team who have to actually make the connection, physical connection, the socket in your house and everything, to make sure that everything is fine. Yeah, and then there may be a third team or fourth team who have to enable the service from the back end exchange. Okay, so there are three different, maybe four teams working on one request. But what happens is that when the request is submitted, they get different tasks. Okay, one task goes to the warehouse team, that okay, and they are not concerned about what have you ordered. I mean, how much is your broadband speed, or when the service is going to be enabled, etc. They are just being told to post you the particular equipment. That's it. Once that is done, that team is only doing that bit. Okay, the connection team is not concerned about when you will receive the equipment or if you have already or not. They will come on a certain date, so they will assign a task to them, and they will come and they will do their bit. And then once both these done, then they will enable the connection from the back end. So no, 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 request is a request. It is like, obviously it can be categorization, like it's a hardware request or a software request, etc. But within a request, these are the tasks different. It's not categorization within. If there are different teams involved at different times in the request, um, one team have to do this thing, second team have to do this thing, third team have to do this thing. Those are the tasks. Yeah, there, a request can have one simple task. Yeah, or request can request can have multiple tasks. Okay, like for example, you go for a surgery, for example, there are different steps, but overall for you it is just a surgery. You are scheduled by another team, you are seen by a doctor, then the blood tests and those things are done by another team, MRI is done by another team, and actually on the day it's a different team who does the operation. Fine. So, and all in all, for you, it is the same request. At the end of the day, you are getting a surgery done. But actually, behind that request, there are multiple things happening by multiple different people who may or may not be concerned with each other's job. Okay. So, those are called tasks. So, they divide a request into different tasks for different people. Okay. So, a request can be a simple thing for one task or can be a multiple task. So all in all, that is a request. Like you request something which is available on in the menu, or say, let's say catalog, because that is the right term. You request something from the catalog, and then according to that request, company will have its workflow. That okay, this request is simple, no authorization required, just get it fulfilled under one task. Oh no, this is a request which they need a approval from a line manager, that why this guy is requesting this item. Once this is approved, then if it is too costly, if someone is ordering a Mac, then maybe they say that okay, if it is Mac, they need a line manager approval as well as the financial approval from someone in the department. Okay, so they can break a request into different workflow steps or different tasks. It depends on organization to organization. Fine. So for example, Virgin Media is not dependent on BT. Okay, Virgin Media has their own fiber lines. Okay, so when you raise a request with Virgin Media, mostly things are done by Virgin Media, or maybe they have outsourced it to another company to do physically do something. But when you call Sky, Sky is actually dependent on BT. Sky is provide the service, but actually the infrastructure, the wiring or those fiber lines are of BT. So they have to do a check that okay, if there is a BT line in the house or not. If it is not, they will still get your order. Okay, they will complete your order. They won't ask you to go to BT. Okay, but what they do at the back of end is that they first request to BT to install the socket. Once that is done, then their request steps are followed. But for you, it is a service. But at the back end, they have different scenarios. For Virgin, it is not the same. They are not dependent on anyone for infrastructure. So all in all, request is something that is already available and you are requesting. Okay, it is available to order. So that is request management. So request management and incident management is completely different, but they both fall in service operation, because service operation is day to day. Like, incident is something if it is broken. Yeah, but a request is something that you need to request something or to have something to be able to do your job. Yeah, or even to to get it. So that is request management for you. Yeah, for example, if I am raising a request and I say I need a IFNC Jabra headset, Bluetooth headset, okay, and I submit the request, but when it goes to my line manager, he said, "Hold on, why you need this 251? Why can't you work with the headset 25.1?" He rejects it. That request gets cancelled as soon as he rejects it, and then he asks me to raise a proper one, the correct one, the ordinary headset, the wired headset. Yeah, so that's why they have the approval steps in between, that each approval they need to review who is ordering it, why they are ordering it, and if they need it or not, or if it is feasible, or maybe it is already agreed. Like if you have already spoken to your line manager that you are going to order this, but still it will come to your approval, then he would already know, he will just approve it. But if it is being submitted by someone who is not already spoken to him, yeah, then he might reject it if he is not satisfied with the business justification or it's not already in his knowledge. So yeah, it can be rejected. It's not like always it will be, you know. So that is the request management. So now you understand what is incident management and what is request management?